Should you be watching Gronk carefully on Sunday? Is this the last time you'll get to see him in a Patriots uniform? This is the FOXBORO Report, brought to you by 1 in 100. If you're looking for cheap tickets to Patriots, Celtics, or Bruins games, make sure you check out 1in100.co today. They can get you in the building for the price of a pizza or an ice cold beer. And that's 1in100.co. Check them out today. I'm Alex Barth. He's Evan Lazar. We're just days away from the Patriots and Chargers going at it in the divisional round of the playoffs. And Rob Gronkowski's name, we haven't heard a lot this week. We really haven't heard a lot the back half of the season. Everybody seems to have come to terms with the fact that he's regressed this year, that he's not the same offensive weapon he's been, and there's been quite a few whispers that this could be his last season in the National Football League. Now, before we get to that extreme, I just want to focus on Sunday. Chargers have a great pass rush. They're going to need Rob Gronkowski to help as a blocker. Check and release definitely in play. There's also a guy who generally steps his game up when you get to the playoffs. What can the Patriots expect from Rob Gronkowski on Sunday, and how much can they really ask him to do?
Well, I always say asking how much can they ask him to do is a good question, because this is the #1 team in the league at covering tight ends. They're #1 in DVOA. They're #1 against yards allowed against the tight end position, mainly because of rookie Derwin James, who is an absolute monster covering tight ends. Think of kind of like Jamal Adams in New York, except maybe even a little bit better in coverage, a little bit worse against the run. So how much can you expect from Gronk in the passing game? I think a lot of that matters on what the game plan is of the Chargers. The Chargers want to take Gronk out of this game. They will. They have done it all year against tight ends. So I'm not expecting a huge game for Gronkowski in that sense. But schematically, I think that the Gronk factor is a huge one in this game, because what that does, if they do put Derwin James on Gronk, or they do put extra attention to Gronk, those passes to those running backs underneath Gronk's routes is going to become a lot easier. If he can take guys with him downfield, and even if he's just running clear outs down the field, down the seam, then you can start getting those passes to James White out of the backfield.
Now, as a blocker, specifically on the edge, right? Melvin Ingram, Joey Bosa, two of the best in the league. Is that really where Gronk is going to help the Patriots most in this game? I think not just in the run game. I wouldn't be surprised if they leave him in a block, at least block and release at some point in the passing game to give Tom Brady a little more time, and then again with the run, help set the edge.
Well, I think it's an interesting strategy too, because if you leak Gronk out late, then maybe they forget about him in the flat a few times, and you can get some easy yards that way. I think that Dwayne Allen's going to be a big factor, like you said as well, chipping or blocking and leaving guys extra. They like to run those kind of max protect big play action plays, where they really only send 2 or 3 guys into the pattern and they block a 7 or 8 to give Tom Brady that extra second or 2 to find a player downfield. They run those big crossing concepts, that type of stuff. Maybe you see a little bit more of that when they do want to try to take a shot instead of, trying to put 5 in the pattern. I think that it could be a big game for Dwayne Allen and Gronk, both blocking, and I think they're going to want to run the ball. So that's going to have to be a factor as well.
Okay, now a little more extreme. I don't want to say is this Gronk's last game in a Patriot uniform.
When you said that, though, it like really hit. Like, I didn't think of that all week because I've been so focused on kind of the matchups.
Well, so let me kind of micro it a bit for you here, because that's a bigger picture question, but
it truly could be his last game.
Well, let's put it this way. Let's say you have the Chiefs next. Let's say the Patriots win, and you have the Chiefs next week on the road, and then the Super Bowl in Atlanta. This very well could be Rob Gronkowski's last game in this stadium.
Yeah, it could be Gronk's last game as a Patriot. If they lose this game, that could be it. I think the big thing for Gronk is he said it to us yesterday at the podium, it's a whole new season. Right? He's kind of looking at it. We kind of hinted at it with him, and he kind of went there. That he's looking at it, listen, I didn't have the best regular season of my career, but this is a whole new year. It's a whole new start. You kind of hear baseball players talk about it a lot in that vein too, right? Where like when you get to the playoffs, you can kind of, JD Drew it, if you will, right? And you can kind of make up for the stuff that
Danny Amendola's not here anymore. Somebody's got to be that guy in the playoffs.
Right, got to make up for some of the stuff that you didn't do in the regular season by having a big playoffs. We know that in Boston, a city like this, if Gronk goes out there and has 100 yards and 3 touchdowns on Sunday against the Chargers, what he didn't do in the regular season is not going to matter.
So let me ask you this then. What do you think is a better indicator? What do you think heightens the chances of Rob Gronkowski coming back next year? A win and maybe another win, and they get close to a title, and then he thinks, I have a shot at one more ring, I should come back. Or a loss, and it's unfinished business, and he wants to come back.
I think the unfinished business route
that's what. So a loss you think draws him back more.
There's a very good chance that if the Patriots beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl in February, Gronk wouldn't even have played this year.
Okay.
So I think that really
you're talking about last February.
Yeah, you're right. If they win a Super Bowl this year, if they go on a Super Bowl run and they win one again, I don't see Gronk.
It's very easy for him to go out on top.
Yeah, just go out on top. You're one of the best tight ends of all time. You got 3 Super Bowl rings. Hang it up.
All right, we will see. Do you think Sunday will be the last time we see Rob Gronkowski play football in Foxborough? Let us know in the comments down below. This has been the Foxborough Report, brought to you by 1in100. If you're looking for cheap tickets to Patriots, Celtics, or Bruins games, check out 1in100.co today. For Evan Lazar, I'm Alex Barth from Gillette Stadium. Thanks for watching.